아이 로봇, 아이작 아시모브. In the innermost office of the U.S. Robot and Mechanical Man Corporation, Alfred Lanning was saying, really, they won't answer. We've tried every WebEx, public, private, coded, straight, even this Subtitle stuff they have now, and the brain still won't say anything. He shot this at Dr. Calvin. It want to amplify on the matter. Alfred, she said emphatically, it says they can hear us. And when I try to press it, it becomes sullen. And it's not supposed to. Whoever heard of a sullen robot? Suppose you tell us, when you have, Susan, said Bogart. Here it is. It admits it controls the ship itself entirely. It's definitely optimistic about their safety, but without detail, I want their presence. However, the center of disturbance seems to be about the interstellar jump itself. The Brian definitely laughed when I brought up the subject. There are the other indications, but that's the closest it's come to an open of normality. She looked at the others, rather to hysteria. I dropped the subject immediately, and I hope I did no harm, but it gave me a lead. I can handle hysteria. Give me 12 hours. If I can bring it back to normal, it'll bring back the ship. Booker seemed suddenly stricken, the interstellar jump. What the matter? The cry was double from Kelvin and Lanning. The figure of the engine the brain gave us said, I just thought of something. He laughed hurriedly. Lanning gazed after him. He said brusquely to Kelvin, you take care of your end, Susan. 2 hours later, Bogart was talking eagerly. I tell you, Lanning, that's it. The interstellar jump is not instantaneous. It's not as long as the speed of light is finite. Life can't exist. Matter and energy as such can't exist in the space warp. I don't know what it would be like, but that's it. That's what killed Consolidated Robot. Donovan felt as haggard. He looked only 5 days. Only 5 days, I sure of it. Donovan looked about him wretchedly. The stars through the glass were familiar but infinitely indifferent. The walls were cold to the touch. The lights which recently flared up again were unfeelingly bright. The needle on the gauge pointed stubbornly to 0, and Donovan could not get rid of the taste of beans. He said morosely, I need your bath. I looked up briefly and said, so do I. You needn't feel self-conscious, but unless you want to bath in milk and do without drinking, we'll do without drinking eventually. Anyway, Greg, where does this interstellar travel come in? You tell me, maybe we just keep on going. We'd get there, eventually, at least the dust of our skeleton would. But isn't our death the whole point of the brand's original breakdown? Norman spoke, eased his back to the other. Greg, I've been thinking it's pretty bad. There's not much to do, except to walk around and talk to yourself. You know, those stories about guys marooned in space. They go not long before they stop. I don't know, Greg, but ever since the lights went on, I feel funny. There was a silence, and Fowler's voice came thin and small. So do I. What you like? The red-headed figure turned. Feel funny inside. There's a pounding in me with everything tense. It's hard to breathe. I can't stand still. Do you feel vibration? How do you mean? Sit down for a minute and listen. You don't hear it, but you feel it. As if something's throbbing something, whereas it's throbbing the whole ship, and you too, along with it. Listen. Yeah. What do you think it is, 그래? You don't suppose it's us? It might be. Pavel stroked his mustache so slowly, but it might be the ship's engine. It might be getting ready. For what? For the interstellar jump. It may be coming, and the devil knows what it's like. Donovan thundered. Then he said savagely, if it does, let it. But I wish you could fight. It's humiliating to have to wait for it. An hour later, perhaps, Pavel looked at his hand on the metal chairarm and said with frozen calm, feel the wall, Mike. Donovan did and said, you can feel it, you shake, Greg. Even the stars seemed blurred. For somehow came the vague impression of a hug machine gathering power with the world, storing up energy for a mighty leap, throbbing its way up the scale for strength. It came with a suddenness and stab of pain. Pavel stiffened and half jerked from his chair. His sight caught Donovan and blanked out, while Donovan's thin shout whimpered and died in his ears. Something reeled with him and struggled against the crawling blanket of ice that sickened. Something broke loose and whirled in a blaze of flickering light and flame. It fell and whirled and fell headlong into silence. It was death. It was a world no motion and no sensation, a world of dim, unsensing consciousness, the consciousness of darkness, and of silence and of formless struggle. Most of all of a consciousness of eternity. He was a tiny white thread of ego, cold and afraid. Then a word came, octorous and sonorous, stunning over him in a form of sound. Does your coughing fit differently lately? Why not try Morbid, G. Medros's extendable cassette? They are scientifically designed to fit the natural curves of the body and are enriched with vitamin B1. Use cadaver's cassette for comfort. Remember, you are going to be dead a long time. It wasn't quite a sound, but whatever it was, it died away in an oily, rumbling whisper. The white thread that might have been Pavel heaved uselessly at the insubstantial eon of time that exists all about him, and collapsed upon itself as the piercing shriek of 100 billion ghosts for 100 billion soprano voice rose in a crescendo of melancholy. I'll be glad when you are there, you rascal. You. I'll be glad when you are there, you rascal. You. I'll be glad. It rose up a spiral stairway of violent sound into the keening suspensionics that passed the hearing and then beyond. The white thread quivered with pulsating pang. It strained quietly. The voices were ordinary and many. It was a crowd speaking, a whirling mob that swept through and passed and over him with a rapid, headlong motion. They left tripling tatters of word behind them. What? Did you get Sheffer? Boy, you look hanged up. A hot fire, I guess, but I got a case. I've made paradise, but old Saint Peter, nah, I got a pull with a boy, had dealing with him. Hey Sam, come it this way. 자, 저를 mouthpiece. Beelzebub said, going on. My good imp. My appointed were the original Stentorian lawyer that plunged across the wall. Hurry, 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 stow your bones and don't keep us waiting. There are many more in line. Have your certificates ready? And make sure Peter's release is stamped across it. Sure, if you are at the proper entrance gate, there will be plenty of firepower. Hey, you down there, take your place in line, or the white thread that was far well rolled backward before the advancing shout, and fell the sharp stop of the pointing finger. It all exploded into a rainbow of sound that drifted each fragment onto an aching brain. Howell was in the chair again. He felt himself shaking. Donovan's eyes were opening into two large, popping bubbles of glazed blue. Greg, he whispered in what was almost a sob. Were you dead? I felt dead. He did not recognize his own croak. Donovan was obviously making a bad failure of his attempt to stand up. Are you alive now? Or is there more? I feel alive. It was the same hoarseness. Howell said cautiously, did you hear anything when you were dead? Donovan paused, and then very slowly nodded his head. Did you? Yes. Did you hear about the coffin? And females singing, and the lines forming to get into hell? Did you? Donovan shook his head. Just one voice. Loud? No, soft, but rough like a file over the fingertips. It was a sermon, about hellfire. It described the torture of, well, I once heard a sermon like that almost. He was perspiring. He was perspiring.